About, ipinag-iwan na sticker, ano was from you, and break and show.
The truth is bleeding out, and the frogman is on it. She rants and raves and shouts, wondering how he lost the wind. His eyes are full of doubt, and his following is cringe. She sees fate in pouts. How long can he hold it in? The truth has been revealed, but the truth was always known. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. The truth was in their mouths, but the frogman played his game when he threw down all his clout. Tried to bury them in pain. Hindsight's 20/20. Even blind men hear the shame. Brother did it all for money, but the truth was war campaigns. Whoa, 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 whoa. The war campaign was right again. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh hail the war campaign. Whoa, 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 whoa. The war campaign was right again. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh hail the war campaign. Oh hail the nail. Oh hail the war campaign. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh hail the war campaign. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh hail the war campaign.
I love you, you mighty backers. I love you, you super chatters. Give me cash and don't you stop. Here's my trash, don't love me not. I love you, all that money. I love you like the taste of blood, honey. Come with me, I'll hold your hand. I'm the key, the master plan. We're just doing the Caesar's dance. Oh, 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 oh. But the Caesar ain't got no pants. No, 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 no. The emperor has no clothes. I love you, but my book is late. I love you and you gotta wait. No refunds, it's my comic date. Make a fuss and I'll dox your face. I love you, better fall in line. I love you, aren't you on my side? Mute, 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 but you'll never know. You're so cute, super chat my show. We're just doing the Caesar's dance. Oh, 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 oh. But the Caesar ain't got no pants. No, 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 no. The emperor has no clothes. The emperor has no clothes. lines. Eat all the pie, counting down to July. Burn with that pride, all villains ask why. Every villain sucks, you know I'm saying. Every villain sucks. It's the games that they're playing. Too much is never enough, it's gonna catch you. No, you'll never be cool and you hide. The sun will be put too high in the sky. Every villain soon comes to life. Everybody's gonna be surprised. Every villain sucks. You know what I'm saying? Every villain sucks. It's the games that they're playing. Too much is never enough, it's gonna catch you. Every villain sucks. You know what I'm saying? Every villain sucks. It's the games that they're playing. Too much is never enough, it's gonna catch you. Bow your head and take the knee. Yes, we swear we have your back. Take the hashtag and you see we will get you right on track. Take the name and fight the fight. You'll be judged for what we've done. We ain't good guys, that's alright, 'cause you're the grunt, my son. We are the lords, we are the kings. You are the minions of our power. Tie the cords, pull the strings. You are the bricks that build our tower. Just remember, we are supreme. Just remember, we are gods, we're lords and kings, and you are not. Now's the time to bow your heads. We are capturing your scream. In our minds you're living dead. You're an ending to the means. Put our names upon your lips. There is pizza in the back. Looser lips could sink the ship. And no, there ain't no going back. We are the lords, we are the kings. You are the minions of our power. Tie the cords, pull the strings. You are the bricks that build our tower. Just remember, we are supreme. Just remember, we are gods, we're lords and kings, and you are not. And we don't think you'll ever be lords and kings. We were the pros, so we do know we're lords and kings, and you'll never be, never ever with me, lord and kings. I believe in the soul of a maiden true. I believe there are people who understand. I believe there's a hero in you. Welcome to the hero shine. In a world where the doors keep on closing and it feels like we'll never escape, there's a place where adventures are open. There's a place where you don't have to wait. I believe in the heart of a good man. I believe in the heart of a good man. I believe in the soul of a maiden true. I believe there are people who understand. I believe there's a hero in you. Welcome to the hero shack. I deliver the tales for the hoping. I'm the wind in the sails for the brave. I'm the lesson that helps you keep coping at the end of a very bad day. I believe in the heart of a good man. I believe in the soul of a maiden true. I believe there are people who understand. I believe there's a hero in you. Welcome to the hero shack. Welcome to Hero Shack. What's up, what's down? Tell me something going round. Let's discuss the light of day. Spitting truth, come with me. What's up, what's down? Nothing's ever out of bounds. There has to be a better way. Always something of a better play. Hero Shack Day. Hero Shack Day. Hero Shack Baby things. Hero Shack, hey. Hero Shack, yeah. Hero Shack Daily things. Here we go.
Vapens, I think
It's eating at the common man. The darkness seeks to pull you down. Push your light into the ground. What's wrong is right, what's right is wrong. You know the truth, so keep it strong until the final battle comes. Brother, we're the only ones. Titans rise to crush the demons. Justice is back in season.
Fans, Ep.51 to go, ano oras review ng breaking show.
The truth is bleeding out, and the
I love you, you mighty backers. I love you, you super chatters. Give me cash and don't you stop. Here's my trash, don't love me not. I love you, all that money.
Test, 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 test. Oh, you son of a gun. Okay, well, hello, everybody. Can you hear me now, Jace? I think you can. The sound indicator is showing that it's now making sound, but yeah, wouldn't you know it, I had it all screwed up. I've been going almost a half hour like that. I sure hope people have not watched. And Diana's here to complain. That's great. It is quite warm. We need to get our other AC going, and we don't know where it went, so we're going to buy a new one. She's pretty sure she got rid of it. It broke. So, yes, we will be getting a new one. Hi, Miss Diana. Welcome to the show.
I thought you had my chair set.
No, why would I? I didn't know if you were coming. I thought you might be standing me up. Hey, watch the mouth.
Why?
We're
Are we
live.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Hello, everybody. I didn't realize we were live.
I told you we were live. Now you're not even in the picture. You got to get over here. What do you want from me, girl? It's a live show.
You could have had it all set up for me.
No, I could not have it set up for you.
Why not?
You weren't here. Why would I set up? Look at how I would look if I set it up for you.
Hi, everybody. Do we have people here? Oh, hey.
Yeah,
There
we
you
have
go.
Jace here.
Hey, Jace. How are you, honey?
So I went a half hour with a mic muted.
Why?
Well,
You didn't know?
I didn't know. Jace came along and said, "Yeah, I can hear your trailer, but not you." And of course, he hates the AI trailer, so he's like, "Yeah, this is great, Dad. Thanks a lot." So to recap, since everybody missed everything, all right, let's see. We want to stop and we want to share. No, we don't want that. Share screen, ladies and gentlemen. The Great Cyclopean number 8. I've covered this twice and nobody's been able to hear a thing. 16 backers.
Wow.
$1,872. We're working our way to our $2,000 stretch goal. Thank you, everybody, so much. We have 9 days to go.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't backed and you want to, now is the time. Make my night. You can see the artwork samples to the left. And coming down here, you'll see a little hint of the Cardinal, but I have new pages to show tonight. These 2 pages are in there, but they're slightly more finished. There's still a little bit more polish to go, but we'll see. If you back a book tonight, you'll automatically be enrolled for the 4x4 Cyclopean Magnet, which is a stretch goal that we achieved at $1,000. When we hit 2,000, because I'm sure we will within the next 9 days, a bonus special edition 2-sided metal card featuring Redbeard, who is a character from the story, will be given to every physical backer.
There you go.
We do have a 2-sided metal card set featuring 8 cards that we just completed. I'll probably put up some of the artwork here so people can see it. But I just completed it yesterday. So it's like hot off the iPad, so to speak. If you're unfamiliar with Fund My Comic, it's a lot like Kickstarter and Indiegogo in the sense that the tiers are on the right. We have such things such as the Captain's Chest for a mere $200. You can get the entire collection plus the t-shirt plus the cards. It's amazing. Hello, Tiny. We also have the option or the request of $5 to back Peter's PDF reading project. And what that is if you go to HeroShack.com, you can read every single issue we have up to the one that we're the one before the one that we're funding. So in other words, up to issue 7 right now. When issue 9 goes into funding, issue 8 will be released on the website. Now, we encourage you to share this with children who need things to read, who like comics, who want something interesting that's not going to hammer them with, political and social statements. They're just basically stories about a guy coming of age in a world where he's supposed to be a hero. Of course, that guy is a one-eyed alien, but you can discover that by reading the book. Where was I going with that, my love?
I think you were just reviewing.
Yeah, well, are you eating like alive?
No, I'm not eating alive.
Well, what were you doing?
I was taking my medicine.
Oh my gosh.
Stop.
Anyways, guys, that's the campaign. We welcome you to jump on board, and we look forward to, sending you out your packages. I actually knew you were streaming because of Facebook. I did have to, at least for now, unfollow YouTube in principle. My dad taught me that.
Oops.
Yeah, he doesn't like AI music, and I get that. He doesn't like AI anything, and I struggle with it too, but it is here. It is a tool so long as it's used for the right things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going anywhere, unfortunately. Really?
You had something in your beard, honey.
So this is a live show. Don't you love it, guys? You're just going to start picking at me live?
Yeah, a fuzzy right there.
Oh, let me pick at your beard.
I'm sorry.
So I guess what I'll do, instead of like holding everybody in suspense, I'll show you guys
Yes. Oh my God.
some of the stuff that have come up for the Cardinal. For those of you who don't know, the Cardinal is based on a character introduced to me by Eric. Let me see if I say this right. Tamburino, yeah. Tamburino. And after some working with the character, we kind of made a version of it versus the one that he originally had, which is fine. Hang on, I'm going to duck out while I look for this. Okay, so this is coming from the character that's going to represent, actually, he's going to be represented by this character. But here you see the first page of the support story, I guess you could call it, the backup story in the Cyclopean. Very nice bird's eye view. I was having a lot of fun with this.
It looks really cool.
Thank you.
I like it.
The second page is actually already on the campaign, but this is touched up a little more refined, a little more finished, and there'll be another pass to this before we go to press. The third page, which you see a lot of blank space, like seeing panel 1, how above there's all that white space. There's dialogue going in there, so there's no need to draw anything there. Can't tell you what they're saying, though. That's a top secret thing. Here I had a little fun with the layout. As you can see, the guys in the top panel are actually standing behind the second panel, which is a little bit abstract, I suppose, but it is my style. I do like drawing like that, and the Cardinal lends itself to that. Now, in panel 3, you see that little squiggly thing? That's a guy with a cart. I haven't finished drawing that.
I was going to say, I don't think that's finished,
no,
is it?
But that's, I'm showing you like where we're at. Yeah.
I think it looks great. I like the black and white.
This is Fernando actually entering the storage room. Long story short, he puts wood in there that's believed to be sacred. For instance, from the crosses or the cross of Christ. And as you can see, there's a plethora of wood, and this is a concern for him, but it's not a big story plot thing. He's storing it for the Catholic Church way back when, and he gets a sliver there. I can't really say much more, can I?
No, you should not.
Later that night, he goes home, and he discovers the sliver's gone. Now, this was challenging for me, and I'm still not happy with the hands, but they're getting better. As you can see, I've illustrated him picking up a rosary bead. I think that's what they're called. That's kind of crazy that I'm drawing this without knowing the exact names, but and then he will proceed, and this is going to be the big 2-page spread to go into prayer. And he is a Catholic, so you can see that's the first depiction of Mother Mary that I've ever drawn in my life, which was kind of neat. And you see him sitting there with the rosary beads praying. You see the crucifix in the back. And you can see various people that he's actually praying for, be it his parents, his grandparents, his sister, and her husband. There are 4 conspicuous, is that the right word? Faces that appear on the right-hand side of the image. And they are surprised because they are actually hearing the prayer.
Right. And we're looking at it without any context as far as like the text of the story. Or
Right.
anything.
Yeah. Well, there's not a lot of text in this 2-page spread.
Right.
Because it's supposed to represent like his mind going off into prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who pray with determination, it can be a lot like meditation. And you can see all sorts of things just by thinking about things. And this is kind of what that illustrates. So the 3 faces that we see there, you actually see 4, but one is drawn twice. They end up meeting up over the bed of the man who was praying. And now he's sleeping, but he's waking up. And of course, he wakes up with 3 angels in his face.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's basically the first installment of the Cardinal. And
it's part 1, right? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, and I want to share it tonight just so people could get an idea of where we're going with it. Let's see. Jace has a statement I want to read. I support the human soul and the creativity within. Also leaving Instagram due to their algorithm training policies. I am now a Kara artist.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I've heard of Kara. I've heard it's for artists by artists.
Okay.
And it's got a lot of great intentions. I have not joined it yet. But I'm going to have to if Blade Levitch is over there because Blade Levitch is a good artist and I want to continue seeing his stuff.
There you go.
Personally, as impossible as the odds are, I see it as a challenge to go against AI art.
Yeah.
Because AI lacks soul. Mm-hmm. The art is often far prettier than what most normal artists can do, what most human artists can do. Yeah. It's got nicer, touches, but it lacks soul. And usually the fingers are messed up, but I'm sure they're going to fix that.
Art is that much better.
You wouldn't know if it was good AI art, though. Wow. You know what I'm saying? When they do it right, it's hard to tell.
It's just one more thing computers are taking over for us, right?
Well, we'll see. That is the challenge of you creators out there. We have to stand strong against AI. Mm-hmm. And if you use it for silly jingles, I'll forgive you because I do too. I understand people using it. That's why I'm not like totally like, I know what Jace is saying. I just don't see it as a winnable fight. Instead, I see it as something I need to compete against. Something that I'm better off understanding than having no knowledge of. And, since when did we buy? Well, Jace, I'm a Christian. Come on. This country has turned on my faith so hard that like, I'm kind of used to saying, well, all right, let's not take on that one and take care of this one instead. I guess it's part of being so old that I've kind of become, I don't want to say complacent, but when you're 55 and you turn on the news every day and someone between the ages of 40 and 60 have just mysteriously passed away, it always happens every day. I guarantee you, if you pay attention, somebody between that age range is dead. Mm-hmm. And I think I could be next. I don't have a lot of time left. So
you've been saying that since the day I met
true,
you.
But my goal at this point in life is to actually create something that I can leave for my children and my grandchildren. Right now, if I go, all I can leave them is like a green accent and a couple of Macintosh computers. I need to do better. And I can. I mean, it's almost like my life has been a rubber band. 55 years, pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. Mm-hmm. I'm ready to launch. I'm ready to go big.
I'm glad to hear
I've got the experience.
I left you alone for too long, didn't I?
You did. You did. You're lucky because, all right, so like something I really want to talk about, and now I'm just going to do it. Hang on, Jay says something else to say, and I do want to read it. Now I will say I allowed the jingles to slide until one of them was slinging around what sounded like some drama name dropping people. Felt like the message was, yeah, that's true. There was the backer 4086 is quite personal. But that's been one way that I've been getting rid of some of the angst.
Instead of doing tweets about it, you write.
Well, yeah,
samples.
in my social media circles, there's been a lot of drama, and writing a little jingle about it seems to be more productive than spending like hours tweeting and saying you're wrong, and them saying no, you're wrong, and then me saying no, you're wrong, and then them guess what they're gonna say?
Well, you get sucked into that,
Yes.
don't you?
So if I write a stupid jingle about it, it gets it out of my system, and then when I see an argument blossoming up in that very same topic, because they all talk in circles, I just drop the song and walk away.
Yep.
And it works.
So it's almost it's silly. It sounds silly.
It's totally
but
silly.
it's a coping thing for you.
It is a coping thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not
So,
ashamed
yeah.
to admit it. It's therapeutic. If I, like, for instance, if I wrote a song about how stupid both parties are right now in the presidential election, it would make me feel better, right? We have to liberate dad from social media. It's an awful maelstrom of negativity. It is, bro.
It is. I wish I could.
Well,
I
we
wish
are
I could
working on
do
it.
it.
I know you wouldn't believe this, but we have moved away from much of it. And now getting to a point where, don't give me that funny look, where like I am at a point, how can I put this?
I don't know
Okay,
what to
so
do.
I lived a fantasy life where I believed everybody in comic books making superhero comics were heroes. And if you've listened to me before, you know this is an issue with me anyways. But it's getting worse and people are getting exposed. And it's the general nastiness of the atmosphere where everybody's looking to pick at everybody. But the things that are coming out are frankly disappointing, I guess is the best way to say it. And I'm really feeling moved to not only be a better creator who's trying to make things that are positive for kids to like really dig into,
Mhm.
but find other creators that are into that same vein so that we can kind of, I don't even want to call it networking because people get so suspicious of closed groups and stuff, but so we can communicate and know what's going on. And literally, I would love to cross promote. That's always been my thing.
Mhm.
I've had to stop because, 9/10 of the books that I see in the circles that I'm in are adult books.
Well, you need to move from those circles, right?
Well, I'm trying. But like that's the thing. Like, how do you remember the night we went out promoting Cyclopean and we ended up on an adult comic show,
Mhm.
and it was so awkward. And that's where I feel like we keep getting stuck. Our promotions end up getting into the wrong circles. That, let's face it, someone who wants to see TNA is not all that interested in the Great Cyclopean. Now I could add some flashy chick to it and make it all woo woo, but then that's not the Great Cyclopean.
Mhm.
In fact, I will tell you guys this: in issue 9, the Great Cyclopean will meet a rather attractive woman, and there is a storyline to it. But let's not get sus here. It's not for sex. It's not to throw eye candy at the reader. It's to tell a story.
Mhm.
Diana's giggling, I think, because you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
I'm very excited about that, though. The cards are coming. The magnet is already assured. We are starting international sales on Ingram Spark.
Mhm.
Miss Diana, on her own initiative, has decided to try Ingram Spark, and she put issue 1 on there
Mhm.
of the Great Cyclopean. And I believe it sold 2 copies in Germany and 1 where? Was
At
it?
UK.
At the UK. That's the United Kingdom. Well, let's hope they do well out there. Let's hope that we can start an international wave. That would be awesome. Hang on, I'm going to just kill the screen for a minute. You know what? It's this darn. It's not even back on yet.
Huh. It's just weird that you're having all this trouble.
There it goes. It's back.
Okay.
Sorry, Tim. Nothing kills a conversation like a dead mic, huh? And we're still on. I don't know why it keeps doing that.
I don't either, actually.
Earlier tonight, I did 20 minutes, the first 20 minutes without sound.
I'm sorry.
So basically, I was saying Eric July has basically done nothing but make money.
Right.
Make comics, make money. He rubs people the wrong way. He can't take criticism. But the guy, bottom line is he just keeps making comics and making money. Hey, Joey, what's up, bro?
Mm-hmm.
And then there are the people who just want to nitpick him and dog him. And I get it. I get it. He can really be irritating. But I'm like, I found myself consumed with it for about 7 to 10 days. And then it started rotting away. And today, somebody mentioned, well, Eric said that everybody in crowdfunding is a crook. And I explained that, yeah, for a day or two, that kind of bothered me. And then I thought, well, he's right about a lot of them. A lot of these crowdfundings never deliver. A lot of them deliver a year or more late. And it seems, well, it just sucks. If I give you $50 for a book and I have to wait 4 years, there's something wrong with that. And I don't care how good your art is, Ethan Van Sciver or anybody else out there. I wouldn't wait 4 years for a book from, well, I would wait from John Byrne, but almost nobody else. Okay?
Okay.
It's like, and it's a scam. It's like they put up a date and you expect it to be by that date. And you read the messages that they leave on their, you know, their updates, and they sound like there's progress being made, and yet nothing's being made. And sometimes they'll even go so far as to tell you, you know, the book is, you know, at the printers, and then they're not. I've had that happen. Remember that one book?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get it. And it's becoming impossible to break through that barrier to people who just got sick of independent creators ripping them off.
Right.
And the thing is, it's not really, actually, it's not the small creators. Most of the small creators we fulfill. It's the biggest creators that have problems finishing their books and fulfilling, which makes no sense because those are the guys that work for Marvel, DC, and Image.
Right.
You would think that, like, okay, you would think that a computer tech who works like in education, public education, would have problems printing and delivering a book, whereas a professional should be able to, and yet it's flipped.
Mm-hmm.
It's flipped.
Okay.
And Eric July knows how to do it. Now, people complain about the quality of his art, the quality of his writing.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, I don't know if you've read indie books, but most of them are flawed. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
I make a book that has flaws. It's okay. If your readers like it, if you like it, if you're doing your best, if you feel that you need to progress, if you're progressing, I, of course, always feel I need to progress. But those of you out there who think that you're, you know, in a clique and it's working, good. For instance, the guy who made Captain Underpants.
Mm-hmm.
You know how devastating it would be for his book if he improved his style per se, because it's based so much on a style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I know what you mean, Tim. Doing better is like it's almost like a humbleness, and it comes into play when you realize what an honor it is to actually have other people purchase a book from you.
Right. Maybe they kind of missed that because they've made so much money and had such great success with their books that
maybe that.
you know,
Well, yeah, I wonder if,
missing.
like, well, what happens when you no longer can work for Marvel or DC? Does that affect? What does that affect? I mean, for one thing, these guys all worked with editors who, if you didn't deliver, they were going to get on your butt and make you deliver. If you don't have that overlord with you, if you don't have that oversight,
right?
You know, do you have the discipline to actually do what you used to? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
I know what it takes to get my book done. You know, I have to sit up nights. Some nights hours on end and go to bed and get up at 3 a.m. and draw because I can't sleep because it's on my mind. And heaven forbid if I get a story idea, because then it comes out when it does, and that's just the way it is. And poor Diana here has to deal with it. I don't know what she's up to though. She's got animals attacking her.
I got all the dogs around me and they're licking him. I just want to make sure she was okay.
Yeah. Well, we have cats now too. They've started to go out, and they are a nightmare. We've let them into the backyard, and they roam, and so far they're fine. But it's nerve-wracking. And we've had a couple of people say, "Well, just don't let them out." Okay. Okay. Yeah. Our cats are actually, they're special ops. They work on us in team. 2 will distract while 1 goes for the feet and out the door. 1 follows us to the door every time we try to walk the dog. And sooner or later, he's going to figure out how to get through our legs there. The black one already has gotten through there, but she hasn't tried lately. I guess I'm lucky. But whenever she goes outside, she basically becomes a ninja. And she can be 2 feet from you and you can't see her because she just steps into a shadow. Fortunately, we have a dumb gray cat who comes whenever I call him, and a smart gray cat who comes when he's hungry, which is every 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
true enough.
They're huge boys. They're bigger than our Chihuahuas. Well, Chihuahua. And they're an adventure. And this is not comic talk. This is dog talk.
No, I'm just letting you ramble. You seem to be very talkative and you have a lot on your mind. So,
well, I'm not talking about a lot of it. Because really, if I get into it, people are just going to get upset to hear it.
Well, I mean, we're trying to focus Hero Shack on comics for kids.
Yep.
So most of this stuff is really hard. It doesn't really pertain to kids comics.
No, but what it pertains to is it's the same thing I'm always asking. How do we carve out that niche?
Well, I think
how do we get into that niche? If there's a niche out there where kids are buying, how do we get there?
It's more graphic novels and manga. I'm sorry to say that, but that's what
I'm sorry to tell you. We need to change that. We need to change the direction.
That's fine.
We need to create a market that parents can trust and kids want to be in.
That's a very big thing.
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Well, I'm glad you have a plan, so I just will listen to your plan and support you where I can.
Comics forged their way with just simple writers and artists pounding them out.
That was years ago, though. It's not happening now.
It's not happening now because everybody says, "Oh, that was years ago."
Yeah. Well, so maybe you need to reach out and find like-minded comic book creator for kids. Maybe you need to reach out and find comic book creators for kids, like people that are actually doing it, and not look at Twitter and not look at all that other stuff, all their nasty stuff.
Okay, so next week I'm not bringing this. I'm not going online with you ever again.
You tell me to say something, and that's
what you say. God.
Oh,
does anybody care that there are sick, degenerate, coke-using
I really
perverts?
don't care because my focus is trying to reach out to other creators who are more comic.
Oh God! Okay, I'm done. Can we leave the show now?
No,
I am seriously done.
Why? I'm just. It's my opinion. It's not right.
It's a great opinion, but I want to forge.
What do you want to do?
What do you want to fight? I want to change the world.
Of course you do. You want to fight and change the world, but it's a lot of work. And then,
all right, you know what, guys? I am done. I'm going to get offline.
No, stop.
No, I'm leaving.
No,
yes.
Listen.
You want to do it?
No, while you're fighting and trying to change the world, which is very admirable.
Stop.
We lose sight of what we want to
God,
be.
you're so... No, just stop.
Why? What is
Guys,
that?
I am going to fight for comics. And she can sit here and be all soft. I'm not listening to this. Yeah, okay, you guys are all great. Yeah. Anyway, I'm done.
Don't be mad at me. Don't be upset.
Fine. No, not upset.
I'm not trying to
I just need to put... I need to put together... I need to assemble a team that's like-minded.
Like-minded, so that's what I'm confused about. You say you're like-minded, but you want to fight these other idiots that are out there. And so
I'm not sensing fight with you. I'm sensing, we'll just talk nice to people.
That's not what I mean.
And we'll find people who make comics for kids.
That's not what I mean.
I'm not hearing any you know what? F those mothers. We're going to make our books and we're going to go find other. It's like, no.
But that's not.
You know what? I think what we need to do is get them all cyclopean fluffies, little stuffies. They're really cute. We can get them each one and put their names on the back of the cape.
I could write a note.
Please be nicer with your comics. We're forging the way.
So we, as you can see, we definitely have very different ideas.
No, it's the tone.
How to
It's
achieve the
tone.
goal that we want.
It's the tone. Sometimes I feel like I'm just like being like,
you know that I work with children.
I know,
right?
but sometimes it's like, okay, honey, I see the enemy. They're right there. I have a bazooka. All I need you to do is aim the red light for guidance. Well, honey, I think instead of putting the red light there, I should shine it in the air and make friends.
So Jay said across the board, everybody recognizes that Twitter is quickly degrading. Yeah, it's definitely going downhill. I don't even post there anymore because it's getting so bad. That's what Jace is saying.
Yeah, well, Elon just announced porn is going to be available.
Yeah,
on there
I'm like,
readily.
forget that.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it already is. So I'm kind of thinking to myself, well, what are you talking about? Because they haven't done much to stop anything. It's actually kind of weird that the internet doesn't do much to stop anything. It's
Blade put something else up there.
If you're going to Twitter for enrichment, you are going to lose. Elon is financially incentivizing people to be raunchy on there.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I kind of think he is. I kind of have to agree with that.
That's kind of what I've heard, little bits and pieces on the news and stuff like that, that porn is now going to be available.
Wait a minute. What news?
The news that you listen to.
So you want to know what she's talking about? The news that she hears comes from sports radio updates between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning when I'm making coffee and stuff. So the guys come on and they go, basically they say, hey, did you hear Elon Musk is letting porn on Twitter? Yeah. And the guy goes, oh. That's her news.
But you've said the same thing.
Okay, so she's got two sources.
Yeah, I don't investigate that stuff. I'm too busy doing other stuff. Okay, so don't pick on me.
You might be surprised I like Quora. Do you know what Quora is?
No.
So I don't even know what Quora really is, but I get these things in my school email.
Yeah.
And they update like on technology, everything from computers to weapons to technology. The war, space travel, everything is so cool. That one's cool. Okay. Anyways, I do want to get off of this. I'm getting all impatient now. And it's been an hour. I did hit you guys with 20 minutes of silence plus an occasional time here.
Yeah.
No, you're right. If you get enough engagement on Twitter, you get paid for it. You're absolutely right.
So sad.
Well, that's the way of all the platforms now, I think.
I know, it's so bad.
Same thing with YouTube or Twitch, or if you get enough views, enough action, they'll start paying you for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a lot of money, but if you're getting hundreds of thousands of views, it adds up.
Right. But again, I mean,
and then there's super chats.
That's not really the format that I'm thinking you want to go, right?
You know what? I don't think so either. But if we had a successful show, I would definitely exploit it. You know, if every time we got on here and we talked about the Great Cyclopean, we had 7,000 viewers who were throwing money at us because we were talking about the Great Cyclopean, I'd make sure to come on once a week, twice a week, and talk about the Great Cyclopean. Mm-hmm. Even if there was nothing happening. I get the temptation. Hello, Lorenzo. I get the temptation. But if it becomes like, so at EVS, he's been doing Trash Cast, God knows for how long. I don't know if he's still doing it. But it made sense. I could see it for a while because he was making like thousands of dollars every night. Well, it's just you can't.
Well, you can't because it jeopardizes the goal that you initially want.
Well, drama only goes so far. And in comics, if you become known as the drama queen, you simply lose the interest of people.
Right.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's a Wednesday night.
I know. Chris and Diana. Tim said, I thought I had a great idea. He's going on a podcast tomorrow. Lorenzo's like, I'm happy to have 7 viewers in my chat. Hey, if I had better breasts, I'd be tempted.
Well, that's the other thing.
I'm not even going to touch that because that'll get you down.
Well, no, it's totally true, though. I have discussed how if I got a young voluptuous co-host and sat her there.
And boot this old lady out. That's fine.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it
Sex
would
sells. So
sell.
if you put a girl there in a low cut blouse, and
Okay,
she
great.
just-
But how does that get more kids buying our books?
it doesn't. That makes more clicks.
That's why. Oh, more clicks. I'm like,
That's all
I'm
it does.
so confused
I mean, you'll
now.
sell a lot more crap to older men that won't have any interest in your book, but
But they're like the cute little.
yep, and they'll drop
lady.
super chats, and it's
Well,
it's
if you
not a
just
lie.
wanted to do that for a job, I suppose that's the way to go. But if you're really trying to make, the Great Cyclopean available for children and stuff. What are you laughing at?
I think it's just because you're tired.
I am very tired,
'Cause
but I'm trying to.
Tonight, you really sound like, if you want to make the Great Cyclopean really nice and for kids.
I'm super tired, but that's okay.
I know you sound so soft. I'm like, hey, honey, want to have a boxing match?
So Lorenzo thought you were going to get some boobs for yourself.
No, I've got a couple. I got to work off already.
I am tired. You're right. I am
Yeah,
tired.
she really is. You can hear it because everything she says.
I'm really sorry, guys. I do support Chris, but I do try to steer him away from a lot of the fighting that he is sort of drawn to.
She says the gladiator must put his sword down.
Yeah. And
She says there's no place for the warhammers.
opposite when it comes to that. I see these guys out there. I'm like, what freaking morons. I'm not going to waste my time or energy. He, on the other hand, is like, I'm going to fight them because God is with me and I know that I can take them down eventually.
All right. So you
Or
just,
something
you
like
just,
that.
you
Not
know, you
really.
just made it real because that is part of it.
I know. It's a date night. No, it's not a date night. I actually was invited to my sister's line dancing class to celebrate my birthday. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything.
It is about good versus evil. It is.
Yes, it is.
If we don't stand up, if nobody stands up, you know what happens?
What?
Evil wins.
He does look like a Viking warrior. You're right.
We don't stand up, evil wins.
Things just got real. Oh, God.
Happy birthday, Tim.
Yay. Happy birthday, Tim. You're a June bug like me. Don't digress. I'll get in trouble.
So watch this, Tim. I'm going to do the feminist thing. Ready? So how's it feel to be 25?
What's wrong with you?
That's what you always say to a woman.
Nobody has said that to me.
That's what you're supposed to
Because
say.
maybe I'm really old. They're not going to say how does it feel like I'm.
No, probably because you say something like that if they try to do it. Nobody says that.
Sorry.
Hey, what's up, Herman?
Hey there. Don't you lie to me.
But yeah, no, I do have that.
You've always had this spitfire about right and wrong. Always, since the day I met you. And I understand how you look at
I
it.
don't want to blame this on autism.
But you should, because a lot of it
But it is a
because
black
of
and
that.
white world,
It
and
is
all
very
these
black and white.
neurotypicals see gray.
All these
You all see gray.
All these neurotypicals. Excuse me, that's like an insult. No,
I mean
can
that. Okay,
look
wait a
at
minute. Let me say that
situation.
properly. Ready? But all you superior neurotypicals
I did
see
say
grays.
superior. Freaking idiot. You guys, he's so cuckoo.
I am cuckoo, but like,
Good job, Tim.
I don't know how we sit and, let bad things go by.
Jason's like, so you do see the case against AI.
Oh, I do see a case against AI. Absolutely. I just don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's similar to the case that people had against, automobiles. They're going to take away all the horses and all the horseshoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's because there is no nuance in moral matters, sir.
We can't go
Boy,
down that
I
track.
just felt that.
I'm
Statement, Herman.
tired.
The first thing I thought of was, wait a minute. What's he mean nuance? It's either right or it's wrong. I know, I'm
just
demonstrating
have
it
to
live, right?
But it's very true. And Chris is, he gets up here, but he's really got a good heart and he really wants, in his world, like comics are for superheroes and everybody should be a good guy.
I'm still freaking blown away.
Mad that there's not.
That there are at least a dozen artists I can think of off the top of my head that I have met through Twitter that are not the good guys that I thought they were because they were drawing heroes.
I know, honey. We've had this conversation.
But I always thought if you worked in comic books, to qualify, you had to be like a good hero type person.
No, and that's what Herman is talking about. That's
Yes,
like,
obviously, but I'm saying, to me,
so it can get very feisty and challenging in our household because I come out with things like, well, you know, we really want to focus on this. And he's like, wait a second. So
how can we let this go? We have to stand up and say something.
And comics are also for sword and sorcery stories. Yeah. Wait, are there hoagies and subs? Yes. 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 Blade, that is how your dad views the world. Black and
but
white.
I can't stop that. Like
I have tried to help him see there are some shade. Nope, there's not. They're either this or they're this. I'm like, okay. So we're just going to stop there because I'm married to you and I love you and you're my husband and I can't go down that path with you because I live with you. And you're extremely intelligent and you're very compassionate and on many levels. And then you're a complete asshole. So I don't know
what she's referring to is when we get arguing. I suck when we argue.
Life is complicated. Yeah.
Never meet your heroes. That's true.
He will be very disappointed.
But actually, no. The few guys that I've met that I would say were my heroes, I've actually been able to temper down that because of the warning, don't meet your heroes. No, but what happens is
you get so gushy.
No, but what happens is when you meet someone and the expectations are there, and it's just like, wait a minute, you don't believe in
right, you're like, wait, that's not what you're supposed to believe. I'm a black and white guy. Shades of gray is the foundation of grim.
So let me give you a current example, okay?
Oh God.
There's an online lawyer named Nick Ricada, and he just got in trouble for basically child neglect and drug possession and gun possession.
Right.
And EBS turned around and he didn't blame the kids, but he was suggesting that the kids should have been taking care of themselves when the parents weren't doing their laundry, feeding themselves, whatever.
Sad story.
And to me, that was mind blowing because I grew up in a poor household where we would often be left in dirty clothes and stuff. And I'm like, what an unsympathetic way to look at it. Because everything that I grew up with that was hard, I wanted to change for my son. I wanted to change for my world.
Yeah.
And some of these people, they don't. They kind of think, well, I
survived. Everybody can survive.
Right. I went, and I have some of that in me.
You do.
But I don't have it to that extent. I'm not merciless. Well, there is something to be said to pull up your bootstraps and butch up.
Yep.
That's my favorite phrase. It always was with the kids.
Right.
And it wasn't to be mean, but it was.
Yes.
It was because I generally would back down in the most ultimate of circumstances, but I kind of pushed hard until they wouldn't go.
Right.
You just go away.
Come here.
And I think that's the way you got to do it with kids. You got to be firm. You got to give structure.
You can't.
And you got to be consistent. Right. And maybe that's the biggest problem in our country right now. There's none of that.
No, there's none.
Lace up, mother truckers. I think black and white view is very dangerous. If it's all black and white, there are so many things that make us all guilty. Well, now, see, that's interesting you say that. Because in my worldview, remember, I am a Christian. And I do believe that we're all guilty. But we're saved through Christ. Salvation, forgiveness, grace. Mm-hmm. So, like, I've always thought we were all guilty. It doesn't mean that I want to go on a rampage against anybody in a violent manner or to punish the world. But, like, when it comes to that, I truly believe, like, we're all accountable. And if we are not right with God, we're going to wish we were when we pass. Now, I know that you don't believe, and that's between you and God. But that's how I view it. And there's no denying that. Like, some of this stuff is kind of obvious. Like, yeah, black and white. I do think that we're all guilty. You're right.
Yeah. But that's a very, very basic thing. But you're looking.
Well, so is black and white. It's very basic.
No,
it's
I mean
either
you're black
yes
and white
no.
thinking when it comes to.
It's binary. It's 0 1s. It's black white. That's. how I'm wired, I think.
Mhm.
Now, see, she's placating me now.
I'm not placating you. I'm listening to
Mhm.
you, and I'm nodding. I'm like, oh, acknowledging what you're saying. I'm not trying
You know
to
what
be
gray is to me?
Yeah,
What is gray?
gray is not existent in your world.
No,
It's black
gray
and
is a
white.
bunch of black dots on a white piece of paper. It's a screen. It's 50% black and 50% white. That's what gray
So,
is.
guys, if you're listening to my husband over here rambling away, we may be.
We may remember my younger years very differently. I'm
Yes.
sure we do.
Yes, Jay has a very different picture of what you project. And who is dinging you?
Yeah, what Ethan said about so the fascinating thing is all the people who copied what Ethan. Yes. And that's kind of scary too. And you see that in everything that's happening over there.
Yeah.
If
the
they're a
authority
follower of
fallacy.
EBS, if he says something,
Oh, everybody follows it. He's got some stuff.
well, and he's very charming. He's very
Yeah,
charismatic.
and he's smart. And
Yeah.
he's got some stuff, and he has a lot of charisma, and a lot of people follow him. But not everything he says
I
is
think
true.
Tim, if you're talking about Ricada, I'm sure he's going to be forgiven if he hasn't been already. If he's repented.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they will. I'm sure it's not.
The thing is, like when the wound is fresh and the guy is still having issues.
Well, it's just very sad because kids were involved, and was such a big image on YouTube, right? Wasn't he a pretty?
I would call him a YouTube celebrity.
Okay,
he did the Johnny Depp trial
so
and got really big. Yeah,
everybody's focused on him because he made not some good choices, and yeah, I do hope that.
Well, ironically, he went down a moral decline.
He deviated from a moral path.
They started swinging.
Yeah, but something about remove the splinter from your own eye before you worry about the dust in your neighbor's eye. Yes, that's exactly right. So
my son just quoted scripture.
So, Jace, I'm sorry. So
that's awesome.
Stop. So yes, that is true. So before you start pointing fingers, okay, do you remember this one when you point fingers at somebody else?
That's why you don't point your finger when you're talking.
5 fingers.
That's why you keep your hands pointed to the ground.
Well, the point is that don't be like going and looking at something.
No, the point is,
honestly,
make sure the speck is out of your eye, or the log is out of your eye before you pull the brother's speck.
Yeah.
That's
so the point I was trying to make is that about Nick Ricada, or whatever his name is. I actually feel very sorry for him and his family that they're enduring that. And it was choices that he made that were not good choices. And I do hope that they find help. I do hope that they will, move on from this horrific thing. But what the world does is like they get a piece of nasty news and everybody wants to talk about it. And everybody wants to make an opinion about it. And everybody wants to, and, you got big people like Ethan Van Sciver is like, well, I think that, the kids should have been. The kids have no responsibility in that. It was all him and his wife. And his story. There's nothing you can argue about that. You're entitled to your opinion, but that's it. It's a very sad situation, but our world, as corrupt and crazy as it is, that's what gets people off. Oh, not about the good things. You don't hear many good things anymore,
Yeah, that is a favorite of mine too, Jace. Live by the sword, die by the sword. The thing about it is, I don't obsess on it, but it's one. I hate when you do that.
I was looking at you. I'm just trying to. I was looking.
But like it. This is nothing that hasn't been said already, but like doing a cast every night, a trash cast, going after other creators, making Eric July your obsession.
He's making money.
He's making a little bit of money and starting to dwindle, and it's gonna end up choking his whole thing out.
Probably.
And no matter what any of us think about Eric, he's succeeding.
Right.
Like he's not even succeeding small time. We're talking 7-figure campaigns.
I agree. Tim.
Yeah, and Tim, I think that kind of speaks to what Jason and Diana are saying about the evils of Twitter.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And I don't know how it is on Facebook because, to be quite honest, Twitter blew Facebook out of my mind because Facebook was just like, okay, I'll say it. Facebook's for old people. And I felt old on it. I'm like, Oh, look, they're looking at antique radios that they saw at the shopping
But
market.
that's because your preference is to be in a debate. You are a debater,
No, that's because like I don't have interest in antiques.
right?
Yeah, they did look terrible, Lorenzo. They looked like they were hardcore using. And according to the reports,
Me too, Tim.
it seems to be backed.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I feel left out of the loop, but then it only takes 5 minutes to get caught up if you go on Twitter. That's the problem with it. We should all learn from dogs. They find joy in the simple things every day.
That is
I
so
see how
true.
happy Ursa is when he finds a good rock to pee on and tries to remember how much great this is in life.
Jace, that's so funny.
Well, no, I'll
but
be
it's so
honest
true.
too. When I pee on a rock, I feel really good too.
Mhm.
I just pull over and I get out of the car.
Yeah.
I find that rock.
That's what
No, I get your point. I'm only playing. I don't know what wasting syndrome is, but I do know, to me, that one shot where he kind of did that weird thing in the chair and he looked like he was totally gone, drugged out, pale as snow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I've got to believe he's getting the help now. He's not stupid. He's got a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been caught. The only thing you can do when you're caught is go to rehab. That's the only thing that helps.
Or jail, depending on.
Well, that doesn't help. I mean, if he's trying to help himself and his family, he'll be going to rehab to clean that up.
Yay, that's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. It's kind of funny getting overseas sales because on Amazon, we never saw any of that, but that was because of the trim that I was using.
Yeah.
Diana with Ingram Sparks is able to do whatever she wants, basically.
Yeah, and I'm learning how to do it. And it's a little tricky with a comic because you got to make sure all the margins are right and stuff. And I relied on Chris heavily, and I've taken notes. So the next one I'd like to put up, we'll talk about that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, she actually hit me with that this morning. Hey, what about issue 2? What about issue 2?
I didn't say it like that.
No, you're right. It was like hey, blah, blah.
I said, and I didn't say it this morning. I said, hey, we've sold some books and stuff. Ingram. So that's what we're using. I'm using that. I'm taking each issue of the Cyclopean one by one, trying to get them over to Ingram because we have a broader market. And as I said to Chris, we sold 2 in Germany and 1 in the United Kingdom thus far. It's only been up for a little while. And I was kind of excited about that. Yeah. Oh, that's
I'm wicked excited about it because, again, we're international.
Yeah, and I know that Tim sold some of his books internationally, and Herman was just saying that he
uses them too.
Yeah,
no.
I do find Ingram to be quite complicated, and so it is a learning curve. But I am learning it because Chris is like, I can't do this. I can't. And I understood what he was saying. He's doing all the creating, all the coloring, all the drawing.
Well, no. The real deal was what I said was I can't do it until I'm done the story arc of 12 issues.
So we get to 12.
Because right now I've got everything set up for the Amazon setup. Now, she took it and fit it into Ingram Sparks, however she did it.
And it actually looks good.
And it does. But when I looked at it, there are multiple options, way more options than you get on Amazon. So I was just like, I don't want to mess with it until I'm done with issue 12 and then I can reset.
But he did say that it was okay if I wanted to try.
Yep.
You could try.
I don't think you could do it, but you could try.
I did it because I did a lot of research. I read a lot of tutorials, and I asked Chris. So, anything. What's he saying? I think wasting syndrome is where people can't. Oh, wow. I had a friend who died of AIDS who couldn't. Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah. Right on, you guys. Yeah. So we're getting there. It's a slow, steady thing because we both have other obligations. And, God has not blessed us with an income where we could both stay home and really do what.
Shoot, he hasn't even blessed us an income for one of us to stay home and do it. It is, but you know what? It makes it sweeter.
It does.
And I mean, in our world, you know, we're talking about the drama on Twitter and stuff, but what really sustains me, what really keeps me going is something that most of you guys probably don't have exposure to. And that is kids that are excited about comics. We have the club that we do weekly. And then like I'm still reaping benefits from going to Fisher Hill. We were shown pictures just the other day, and they still have our stuff up in the windows, and they're still drawing stuff about comics because like we went and visited, and hey, you could do it too.
Yeah, that's Hunter Herman's website right there.
Awesome.
He was trying to show it.
Yep.
Lorenzo was.
Yeah, he posted it.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, that's in the chat.
Yeah.
But I think if as a creator, people, if we could get people to go out and actually see the kids, talk to the kids, they'd understand why I get so so passionate about it.
Yeah. We have a lot of we do. We're growing.
Well, I can tell you that they do notice Phil, and the younger ones actually are pushing it away. They've been trained.
Lorenzo, I have, and it is amazing.
Yeah, they've been trained. You know what's inappropriate, they'll call it out. I was called out on 3 different things. It was so funny. Hallelujah, brother.
That's awesome.
Look at Tony. What's up, Cap? What?
Chewy's chewing her paw so bad.
You know, this is not how live shows go.
I'm so sorry.
My co-host is like obsessed with my dog chewing her toenails. But
I'm sorry.
We have been on for an hour and a half now.
Okay.
And I did lose about an hour to muting, but
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, not an hour. I lost about a half hour.
I'm sorry.
By the way, Tony's quoting lyrics, you know.
I know.
Yeah. Titans rise.
Mm-hmm.
Crush the demons.
Mm-hmm.
Crush the wicked. Did you see the new video I did for it? It's really crappy. I didn't do a great video.
No, when did you do it today?
Yeah, it's.
I love you like the
Hang on, I'll show you real quick. It's like near the end here. Not that far back. It's like, see the artwork?
Stop. No bark.
All right.
Go lay down.
It's eating at the
See? Mm-hmm. I could play it all, but I'll probably do that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Let's see. I wonder if I still have. Yeah. Tony, I don't know if you were around, so I'll show these again. These are pages from the Cardinal backup story. You've seen this one and this one. These were both on the on the Fund My Comic. I think she was falling asleep.
No.
Page 3, 4. I really do like this page, by the way. I love the standing there with the shelving in front of them. Mm-hmm. This page is, I'm going to zip through it because now I feel silly. That's the 2-page spread. Let me see what they're saying. Yeah, you see all the whole 2-page. And are the mysterious 3 angels. Okay, so I'm done. I'm tired. I got to go. What do you got to do?
I have to get ready for tomorrow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this will conclude our stream for the night. Mm-hmm. We thank you all for coming by. Mm-hmm. If you're watching on, what do they call that? Rerun? Rewind?
Yeah, rerun or yeah.
If you're watching a replay.
Replay.
Welcome,
Rewind.
Thank you, and like, subscribe, share with your friends. Check out HeroShack.com to read the free books and back our book at fundmycomic.com. Only 9 days left, and we got a lot to give away.
We do.
All right, so I'm going to close with I think with the Titan song. No, actually, I can close with the Titan song and then the Cyclopean 8 song. Oh, look at that Mantown, guys. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, with love, we wish you good night.
Good night.
Common man, the darkness seeks to pull you down. believe in the heart of a good man. I believe in the soul of a man true. I believe there are people who understand. I believe there's a hero in you. Welcome to the Hero Shack. In a world where the doors keep on closing and it feels like we'll never escape, there's a place where adventures are open. There's a place where you don't have to wait. I believe in the heart of a good man. I believe in the heart of a good man. I believe in the soul of a man true. I believe there are people who understand. I believe there's a hero in you. Welcome to the Hero Shack. I deliver the tales for the hoping. I'm the wind in the sails for the brave.